This 1 Degree Outside video is brought to you by Fluid Form Bio, developing innovative 3D printing living pancreatic tissue to help combat type 1 diabetes. For the first time, you can join this visionary mission. Visit fluidformbio.com or their page on Start Engine to learn more about this exciting work.
Tuesday Insights taking the show on the road up in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. Danielle and I are at the Ski New Hampshire trade show and annual meeting. We're going to head over to Vermont for the tail end of the week. So, yeah, summer weather's building in, but we're thinking about winter. We had a great winter last winter, but we want to know what can we do better, bigger, and bring you even more, especially for those of you who love winter sports when we get into the next winter season. So just know that we're always thinking about the next seasons ahead. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look together because the summer weather is building in here in the days ahead, and we are all going to feel it. There's no question about that. We'll start out with the overview. Smoke is set to arrive. Wildfire smoke. We talked about this yesterday, but I'll show you the update on that. First summer heat coming in for most of us. Late week thunderstorms, showers, and storms are probable on Saturday as well. You can see the big area of smoke that's spread across a lot of the eastern half to 2/3 of the country. One area of fire showing up with the red dots up in Canada. Another one that's been down in Texas and then Louisiana. We're starting to see them expand through portions of southern Georgia, northern Florida for that matter as well. So all that smoke drifts in our direction. And take a look as we head on through the course of this evening. You're really going to find the smoke going from light to moderate to dense in some parts of northwestern New England, including Vermont. This will make for a very colorful sunset. We have no question about that. And at first, you're not going to smell it. But by the time we get to later this evening and overnight tonight, some of that smoke does make it down to the surface. Notice tomorrow morning at sunrise, we've all got a pretty good layer of smoke, so it'll be a colorful sunrise if you're into doing photography. I think it's a little heads up for you in the early going on Wednesday. And then by Wednesday evening and night, we start to see the heaviest of the smoke overhead start to move to the east in terms of surface smoke. So what we're going to breathe in, what we're going to smell. You don't get it during the day, but here we go. By evening, around 8:30 this evening, you start to see that smoke filling in from the Litchfield Hills to the Berkshires to the Green Mountains. Now, at first, it's fairly light, but I do think you'll be able to smell it and sense it and see it in terms of haze as we get in towards sunset. And then notice during the overnight, actually the White Mountains, the Presidentials, the mountains of Maine, the higher terrain of Vermont, you will be smelling that smoke. So if you leave the windows open, you're going to have it drifting into the house. So if you're in the mountains, you might want to leave the windows open in the first part of the evening to the night and then close them just as you go off to drift to sleep, just so you don't have that drifting in the house. And notice southern New England, Hartford, Springfield, Boston, Worcester, even Providence. Yeah, there is a chance that you'll both see and smell the smoke during the course of the day on Wednesday. It certainly seems probable the farther north you go from the Lakes region, the Monadnock region, running all the way up through the mountains, the Mount Washington Valley, northern Maine. And then as the wind begins to shift a little bit, it starts to drift it out of southern New England by overnight Wednesday night. Pollen is also in the air, so there's a lot of stuff we're breathing in here over the next couple of days. We're talking about what's going to be a high pollen count with pine pollen leading the way for tree pollens, grass pollen, of course, starting to come out more and more now as well. You look at the map and the overview on weather. Look, at least that part's quiet, except for the fact that it turns hot. The heat's going to build over the next couple of days. We'll talk about that in a moment. And then notice by Thursday, thunderstorms come into northern New England. We do think that these thunderstorms will be in some spots severe with the potential for damaging wind. And in other spots, in fact, in many, they're going to be what we call some training thunderstorms. One after the next raises the chance of some flash flooding Thursday evening into the first part of the night as the storms have been going a while in parts of the far north country. Friday, the chance of showers and thunderstorms builds to central and southern New England as well as a cold front approaches. Now, that cold front never makes it through. It stalls out. And that's why Saturday, we still think that showers and thunderstorms are probable. And it's looking still like there's a good chance you get a period of focused rain in there as well. So we know that weekends have been really tough lately. It looks like that trend continues here. Again, we've got a few days to try and clean things up and time things out more precisely. But for now, certainly a high propensity of showers and storms. You do notice that Saturday at midday, the Cape and the islands a little bit more removed than everybody else. So we'll see the exact placement of this. But look, as the heat builds in, just remember, it's the first of the season. It's got an impact on the body. We're not used to it, right? So staying hydrated is important. Sunscreen is important. Lightweight, light-colored, loose-fitting clothing helps you out, and avoiding overexertion, taking those breaks when you need it. And the body may need a little bit more than it would, let's say, if this was in July and you were used to it already. High temperatures tomorrow, 85 to 90. cooler where the wind comes in off the ocean. There will be sea breezes over the next couple of days, so each afternoon cools at the coastline. Looks like tomorrow night we're in the 60s, so the house can cool off a bit because remember, the smoke starts to thin in some parts of southern New England. You'll still have it even tomorrow night, though, across some of the north. We're up into the 90s on Thursday. Again, the exceptions being anywhere near the coastline as the sea breeze kicks in. Just remember, the ocean water, I talked about this yesterday, is only running about 50 or in the 50s. And so what that means is it's real chilly. Not only does it set up a sea breeze, but if you're going out and figuring you'll do some stand-up paddle boarding or out on the boat, just be dressed for the water temperature in case you fall in the drink rather than dress for the air temperature. And then Friday, expect temperatures in the 80s, humidity builds, and again, showers and thunderstorms. Some of them on Friday, even in central and southern New England, may be able to reach severe limits as well. By the time we get to Saturday, it doesn't look like it's going to be exceptionally warm because of the clouds, the showers, the rain that will be around. Again, we'll have to figure out the exact timing and placement on it, but it just doesn't look real promising right now. You can track every bit of it no matter where your location is going to be. Set up to, I think it's about 13 locations in our app. It's the 1 Degree Outside weather app on the App Store and Google Play. That's how things are looking for now. Danielle and I will keep you posted if we find anything good up here at the ski trade shows. There's always good stuff, so whatever we can pass along, we will. Thanks so much for making 1 Degree Outside part of your daily weather routine. We'll see you both on the website and, of course, always with updates on the app.